What is up, my viewers? Welcome back to the channel. And I know I just did a Star Wars video, and this one's coming really soon after because May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day. Honestly, that's the only reason why I decided to do this video. I was like, man, I just did Star Wars. Am I really going to do two back-to-back? Then I thought, well, it is Star Wars Day, and I kind of have, after seeing Revenge of the Sith again in theaters for the 20th anniversary, I'm kind of on like a little bit of a Star Wars kick right now. So I figured, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to rank do a tier list of the Star Wars games that I've played. Now, on this tier list, there are a lot of games that I haven't played, so I'm not going to be listing them because that's just what's the point. They're going to be, I don't want to list them D tier because they might be A tier, S tier, but I've just never played them. So let's kick this list off with, and by the way, when I have these on here, I will move them back and forth and shift them around, judging based on maybe one is, there's two S tier, but one's a little, you know, I like that more. So also I want to say this is obviously all opinion based. So what you might find to be S tier, maybe I find to be B tier. I don't know. So don't hate me for that. And if anything, put your list in the comment section below and let me know, because I do like having these kind of discussions. I like to know what other people think, because everyone thinks differently, and that's the best thing about opinions, right? So anyway, without further ado, let's jump in, and we're starting with probably my number one Star Wars game of all time, going right up into S tier, Star Wars Bounty Hunter. This game right here, super special to me, and it is actually the reason why Jango Fett is my favorite Star Wars character of all time. I mean, he didn't do much in the movie. He actually got, well, he got more to do in the movie than I think Boba Fett did in his two movies he was in. Heck, maybe even more than his own show, because that Boba Fett show, he lost a couple episodes to The Mandalorian. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that, but this game right here, awesome, awesome, awesome. Just the camera, not so much, I'll say that, but the story is great, the characters are great, the levels and the worlds created in the levels are great. Jango Fett's a badass. The flips, the guns, the flamethrower, everything. S tier for me. Love this game. Loved it growing up. Played it many times since. Going right up there in S tier. Now, we're going to go to another, what I think, S tier game. Star Wars Battlefront, the original. This game, awesome game. And I've touched a little bit on in my Revenge of the Sith video I did a couple days ago. This game holds more nostalgia to me than the second game. Second game is still great. We'll get to that. But this game, I sunk so many hours into this game growing up, and it's the voice lines for the clones. Like, I have them just, they're built into my, like, they're just not leaving my head. They're in there, they're stuck, and I quote them to myself randomly at times. And it's just a great game. I love this game. So much nostalgia with that. All right, Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. It is a good game. I do think it is a good game. Is it S tier or is it A tier? I think I might put it into A tier for now. We might move it later. And it's not because it's a bad game. It is a fun, great Star Wars game. The original saga all into one. I had so much fun playing this game growing up. I think I'm gonna put it in A only because I can't just put all the games in S, right? I have to limit that. So we're gonna go with A for now. I might change it. It is a great game. I played it many times growing up, and we're gonna leave it there for now. All right, next game. I don't know what this one is. I have not played that game, but this one, Revenge of the Sith. Gotta go S tier. I loved this game growing up. Again, I touched on this in my 20th anniversary video. Great game. The saber combat was great. The levels were great. Especially the Order 66 with Anakin, the attack on the Jedi Temple. Phenomenal. Loved that level. I played that level many times over and over again growing up. Like, who else does, you know, like, you get to slaughter Jedi, you know what I mean? Like, one of my favorite moves is like when you pick the person up with the Force and just throw your lightsaber through their chest. Like, yeah, that was a great game. And, you know, the deleted scene level is cool. The alternate ending level at the end with Anakin is cool. Great game. Loved it. Played the hell out of it growing up. Goes in S tier for me. All right, what's next? Star Wars Battlefront, I think this is the 2015. I think it was 2015 it came out. It was a good game. It was a good game. I'm going to put it in A tier. It lacked in the content. And I'm not an original trilogy hater. I love the original trilogy. I love the prequel trilogy, sequel trilogy. I don't hate it. I don't hate that. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I don't hate it. But this game, the fact that you could only play in the original trilogy era kind of hurt it. I did like the Rogue One stuff. That was cool. Director Krennic and Jyn Erso. That was pretty cool. Scarif was a great map. But I think the fact that it is lacking content, it can't get more than A tier. In fact, it might be B tier. I don't know. We'll leave it in low A for now. We'll see what happens. The Force Unleashed. I never played the second game. And I know, blasphemy, right? Played the first, never played the second. I played this on PSP. So I don't think the second one came to PSP. I might be mistaken there. But I didn't play it back then on PSP, and I only had the first one. And the PSP version of the game was pretty great. You had like missions that you could replay from the movies, which was pretty cool. I think it goes B tier though. I think I had fun with it growing up, but I think it goes B tier. For me, it doesn't hold the same amount of weight and nostalgia and fun factor. Like these three games right here, even Lego Star Wars to an extent, but these three games I played on repeat. I rented these games from Blockbuster all the time back before I started owning games. So these have a reason for S tier. I'm gonna put it in B. I think it is B, and that's not terrible. It's not terrible, but for me, that's as high as I can put it. Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original Star Wars Battlefront 2, S tier. It's not as to me. I would rather play the first game, but the second game is phenomenal with the playing as the heroes, all the different game modes. So don't think that I hate this game or I dislike it and it's back here or any like that is because it's a bad game. It's in S tier. It's a great game. I just think that these three right here hold more nostalgia. No, there's a lot of nostalgia in this game. I don't even know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but could go here. We're gonna leave it here for now. All right, moving on. Lego Star Wars 3. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Wasn't my favorite Lego game, but the one thing I loved about this game was the fact that you could play, like there was like little like battles that like you could spawn your units in and like they would go, you could tell them to follow you and you could attack the droid units, and that stuff was fun. I played a lot of that when I played this game. That was the best part to me. So I think in that respect, I'm gonna leave it in B tier. It wasn't the greatest of games I played, but I did enjoy some aspects of it. Star Wars Dark Forces. I have a love-hate relationship with this because I do have nostalgia for it. I think I first played this on PC, but I do have it on PlayStation 1 currently. Somewhere on my shelf over there. I'm not going to grab it, but it annoyed the hell out of me. I think I got to go C tier. It's not a bad game. It was just hard, right? Like maybe if I play it now, it might not be as hard, but as a kid, it was extremely frustrating. And yeah, I think C tier is fair for that. The graphics aren't the greatest. I mean, it's what it is for its time, but I enjoy it. But I enjoyed it, but also got really mad at it at the same time because of its difficulty. So I think, and I don't even know, I'd never even finished this game to be honest with you. I got stuck. Some of the levels were hard to understand the layouts of the maps. So I'm gonna leave it here in C tier. I can't put it much higher than that, I don't think, because I would, if you were to say which would you rather play, I'd rather pop these two in over that. So Star Wars Battlefront 2, the new one, is it high A or is it S tier? I think it's got to go S tier, and it could go here. I think it could go here because people obviously had the really bad launch with the microtransactions and the pay-to-win loot boxes. That was bad, but you got to forget about all that. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, the overall product was a great product. It was a good game. It was a great game. The heroes, the game modes, it doesn't have the same nostalgia factor that people had for this, like me, my age growing up. But if you get rid of that, it is actually a really good game. I had fun playing the heroes versus villains mode in this. I think it's S tier. I think it belongs up there. It was a good game. Star Wars Clone Wars. This was the one not based off the cartoon show. This was based off of the sequel, episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and it was a strictly ship combat game. I think, no, you know what? That's wrong. I think there was a couple levels where you're on the ground as Anakin and Mace Windu, but it was jank as hell. It was. I think I gotta put a C tier. I don't hate it. Again, I don't hate it. Like, these games I don't hate, but they're just a product of their time that I don't ever see myself ever playing these two games again. Unless they get like a really amazing remaster. I don't see that happening. It was cool, I guess. It can't get any higher than C tier. It might even be D tier, but I don't want to do that to it right now. We'll leave it there right now. What's next? I didn't have the Kinect. I never had an Xbox, so I didn't play that. Here we go. Another PlayStation 1 game. This is going to be the first D tier. And I know it's cliche about this game. Everyone hates it. And the thing is, it's just not, it really isn't a good game. I bought this at a Oogie Games, if anyone knows what that is. It was like, basically like, they specialized in older games. Like, if you went to GameStop, you would get whatever, like, the current gen and maybe one gen behind it. They were never like, you never, like, if the PS5's out now, you can get PS4 games, but I don't think you can get PS3 games. So it's like you'd only get the current and the last gen. So Oogie Games sold cartridges from like Nintendo and PlayStation 1 and Dreamcast and all that stuff. So that's where I ended up picking this game up. I'm like, oh, a Star Wars PS1 game. I'll try it. Not good. Not great. Not good. Not good at all. All right, what's next? This game right here, I can't put on this list yet because I never played it, but I will be playing it soon. I got the remaster. I pre-ordered the remaster, so I will be playing it. Who knows where it'll go on this list, but I can't obviously put that on there now. Star Wars Starfighter. I actually enjoyed this game. I think I'm going to put it in B tier. I enjoyed this one more, I think, than Jedi Starfighter, which is, I think, on this list somewhere. Is it not on this list? I don't see it on this list. Holy shit. Anyway, well, it's not in this list, but if it was on this list, it might be C tier. But I think Starfighter, the original, I did enjoy this game. I loved playing as in the Naboo Starfighter. Typically speaking, ship-based combat games are going to be lower for me because I like being on the ground. Like, I like the idea of using ships and flying in the ships and stuff like that in the combat, but I also want the option to get out of that. You know what I mean? So by default, that lowers those types of games down for me. What is this? Star Wars Episode 1 Racer? See, I did play this game, but I'm more familiar with Racer Revenge on PS2, and I don't see that on this list. So they're essentially the same game. I did enjoy it. I'll put it in B tier. I probably enjoyed it a little bit more than Starfighter. Yeah, I'll put it here. I think that's fair for that. Again, ship-based game. You can't get out of it, but it's a racing game, so it has its own little thing there. So yeah, I think B is fair for that. What's next? Fallen Order. I do like this game. I think it goes in A tier though. I honestly don't think any other game on this list is gonna break S tier. But with that being said, I think we gotta reorganize this. No, this is still the bottom. I think that's how it goes. Fallen Order is better than Battlefront 15. Yeah, I think that's good right there. Fallen Order, I like the game. Actually, I'm currently playing through Jedi Survivor. I know I'm really late to that, and I almost have it beat. And is that on this list? I don't see it. I don't see it, no. But with that being said, I do like Fallen Order more than Jedi Survivor. Or no, I don't know. No, okay. I like the story better in Fallen Order. Fallen Order's story is more compelling to me, I think. So at least with the where I'm at in Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order has a better story. But Survivor has the better combat and because there's just more stuff. The little open world sections with the cantina and like building up your cantina in your little town is cool in Jedi Survivor. I really like that aspect. But I think overall story based, Fallen Order is the better game. Republic Commando. So I never had an Xbox growing up, but so I never got to play this game, but they did re-release this on PS4. I have it and I played it. It might be higher up if I played it in that time period, but I didn't, so I don't really have any nostalgia for it. And with that being said, to me, it's just kind of it's just a basic shooter. I've played Halo on PC recently, and it just kind of reminds me of that. And I don't know, I'm just not really big on those first-person shooter games. And don't get me wrong, there are some good first-person shooter games, but it's just not my go-to. So Republic Commando for me just feels like another run-of-the-mill first-person shooter of that time period with a Star Wars skin slapped on it. And that's not to say it's bad. It's just for me, I think this is where it belongs. I would probably rather play Starfighter over it. Yeah, I think that, yeah. Would I rather play Lego Star Wars 3 over it, though? I don't know. Maybe. I think for now, that's how it goes. Another one I missed out on, Star Wars Obi-Wan. I would love them to re-release this so I can play it. Can't rank it, but... let's see, what else is on this list? Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. This game suffers from it being the fact that it's just one movie. I think this one goes towards the end of B tier. Because it's not a bad game. It's just a run-of-the-mill Lego game. But it's just lacking in content. It's just very underwhelming, I'd say. So not much else to really say about that. It's The Force Awakens movie. I mean, I'm not saying the movie's bad, but I'm just saying it's just that movie. So it's just, it is what it is. Let's see. What is this? This is the newest one, right? The newest Starfighter. What is this? Oh, this is Squadrons, right? Star Wars Squadrons. This game, I think I'm gonna slip it in. We'll slip it in right here. Because I didn't hate this game. Oh, I played this very briefly. I played like 1 or 2 missions in VR, and it was awesome in the cockpit of a TIE fighter. It was awesome just looking around the TIE fighter and you just flying around, and that was really cool. But that was all that really was for me. It took me a while to even get to this game. I had this game bought because it was a Star Wars game, and it was sitting on my shelf for a long time, and it took me forever to get to this because I just didn't want to play it. It was a ship-based game. I think it goes here. I think that's where it goes. It might even go here. It's somewhere in here. I can't really put it in C tier because it's not like on this level, but we'll put it there. Let's see. Which one? I think Republic Forces or Republic Heroes. Was this the DS game? Because there's also this one, and one of them I never played. I think I played this one. It was the one on DS. Let me take a quick break here to check this. Republic Heroes DS. Yep, that was it. That was the one I played on DS. That was a fine game. I enjoyed it. It was my sister's DS. I didn't have many DS games. So I borrowed it from her to play this. I think it's gonna go. I would rather play it over this. You know what? I'll put it here. I think that's fair. I enjoyed it. I haven't played it in a long time. Maybe my thought process changed. I might pop it here because playing a racing game might be more fun for me. I think that's somewhere in here that's fair. I think that's where I'm gonna leave that. Not many left on here. There's only 2 left, and we got Star Wars Renegade Squadron. Now, I do have a lot of nostalgia for this game. I played it a lot. I had the Darth Vader PSP, the white one with him, Darth Vader's face on the battery pack plate. So I got this with it, and I played the hell out of it. I think I'm gonna put this. Here's what I'm gonna do. I think Renegade Squadron goes top of B tier, and then Star Wars Elite Squadron goes bottom of A tier. Now, the reason why is because this was Battlefront 3, essentially. But the fact that you could get in a ship with a loading screen, you can get in a ship and fly from ground to space, then get in a capital ship and shoot the cannons from the capital ship to the ground and impact the battle down there, that was cool. Like I said, it sucks that there was a loading screen, but this was like awesome to experience. And it was on the go, handheld. I remember being on the bus going to school, playing this on the PSP. That was awesome. So I think that definitely deserves a spot in A tier. I would, I don't know, man. Do I put it above that one? No, I think to be fair, it does belong here. But this game was so weird. Like, you could play as like random heroes from like The Force Unleashed, which was so weird. Like that, to me, that was just like, really? He's in this game? Who was that guy? That Ram Koda or whatever was like one of the heroes you could play as. It was so random. I do miss this game because you could play as Jango Fett in Battlefront, and I know you could do it in Battlefront 2, but he had his dual wielding pistols. I'm like, finally, they did it right, because the Battlefront 2 originally just used one pistol. I think this is a fair spot for it, at least for me. Man, nostalgia. Crazy. All right, is there anything else on this list that I've played? Nope. I think that is about it. This game I wish I'd played, Lethal Alliance. Now, it might not be good, it might be bad, but when I had the PSP, I did want to play this game. Never did, though. Now, I think if this is Star Wars, Super Star Wars, I have all three of them on PlayStation 4 or 5, and I tried playing them, they're just super hard. So I don't think it's fair. I would put it in D tier for the sense that, like, I never even finished them. It was just too hard. That's not my typical side-scrolling games, or not. That's not what I typically play, and especially if they're hard as hell like that game was. So I never even really played much of that. So I would put it in D tier, which is not fair to this because it could be higher if I was into that kind of thing. But looking at the rest of this list, I haven't played any of these other games. There's nothing else on here. So I think this is my list. Let me just go through and see if anything needs to be changed. I think these are all fair. You know what is missing from this? Star Wars, see where this game. If I were to put this on the list, I would probably put this, I think it would go here. See, and I realize they're missing some games, because if you put like Lego Star Wars 1 and 2, Lego Star Wars 1, like the original one, like the prequel trilogy one, would be higher. And then I would put the complete saga, and then Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy, would be somewhere in here, because I do like the prequel trilogy. I like the original game, like Dexter's Diner, all the characters would fight each other around there. That was cool. Like this game and Lego Star Wars 2 kind of lost that a little bit for some reason. It only happened in certain areas. It wasn't as intense as the original Lego Star Wars was. But if this was on here, this would be, I just spit. This would be top of A tier, maybe below Lego Star Wars. Maybe, because I have the original one right here, actually. So maybe this would be a little bit higher than this, but that might just be nostalgia speaking, because this is a good game. It's huge, massive open worlds, hundreds of characters. I think this would be top of A tier. I have to include that, even though it's not a selectable game. It goes top of A tier. Anyway, that's my list. I don't want to ramble on and make this video is already what, 20, almost 25 minutes long. So it's one of my longest videos to date. So hopefully it wasn't too boring for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And like I said, I want to know what your opinions are. Put them in the comments. Where would you place these games? Or if you don't want to put, this is a lot of games, so if you don't want to tier them all up, just give me like your top 5. What are your top 5 Star Wars games? Put them in the comment section below. I'd like to know what they are and have a little conversation with that. And I also do want to plug my Twitch. I stream on Twitch about 5 days a week. Times vary, but sometimes it's usually between 6 and 9 Eastern weekly. Weekdays, weekends can be let's say 6 to 9 Eastern weekdays. Weekends can be hit or miss. It could be earlier or later. But my Twitch is JA Taylor 30. I'll put that in the description too, along with my Instagram. So I'm just gonna do a little plug for my Twitch. So follow me over there if you like. I don't really play too many Star Wars games though. I play mostly Dead by Daylight and horror related stuff, which is gonna be more on this channel. This is just another Star Wars video for Star Wars Day. So happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And do not forget, tomorrow is still Star Wars Day Part 2, Revenge of the 5th. And it's also my birthday, so, you know, gotta love that. Anyway, that is all for now. Check out my other videos if you'd like, and I will be posting more coming soon. So, anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.